Thank you for joining me here this evening. The time is now 7:47 p.m. Central, 6:47 p.m. Mountain, and 5:47 p.m. Pacific. The reason that we're giving out the Pacific time this time around is because that is where we are focused on for today. We have a tornado warning in effect for sections of northern Oregon here. This is for parts of northwestern Clackamas County. If you are in this area, make sure to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. If you have any friends or family out here in Oregon, make sure to send them this stream and let them know what's going on. The reason this is ongoing here as a tornado warning on a radar indicated level is because we do not have a confirmation that we have a debris signature matching up with a velocity couplet here that is indicative of a confirmed tornado. However, it is debatable that we did have one just a few moments ago. If we take a look at the velocities lining up with the correlation coefficient here and we play it back a few radar scans, we can see some interesting stuff. Now, is this a debris signature? I definitely don't think so. It doesn't really line up at all, and even if it did, that is way too deep of a debris signature to be associated with a velocity couplet like that. This would be indicative of a very strong tornado if that was the case. However, I do still think it's a concerning enough signature to say, hey, maybe we did have a brief tornado on the ground or something like that. So, again, if you are in this area, make sure to seek shelter immediately because we really don't have too good of a grasp on what's going on here. We do have a few traffic cameras out here in the area, and Mr. Storm actually just informed me that one of those may or may not have a mesocyclone recorded on them. So, again, if you are out here in this area, make sure to seek shelter immediately. Again, where we want you to go is an underground area like a basement. If you can't get down there, make sure to get into the middle part of your house, away from windows, in a interior bathroom or closet or something like that. What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Hurricane Theta, Misty, Weston, Arcs, Pebble, Michael, Levi, Dakota, Farmer. This is out here in, again, northwestern Oregon. We have a marginal risk of severe weather tonight. We have had a full-blown severe weather outbreak here across sections of Oregon and Idaho over the last couple of hours, but of course it happened at the one part of the day where I wasn't able to go live. And if you're not aware, we actually did have a very brief tornado out in South Dakota earlier today, becoming the first South Dakota tornado in the month of February ever. It has never happened before. So later tonight, we are going to have a documentary discussing what happened with that. And we do also have a special weather statement for sections of Florida for the Inglewood area for a line of storms that could potentially be producing damaging winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour as it sweeps onto shore here. So if you're in the Inglewood area, make sure to be getting indoors immediately. That's going to be moving through areas like Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Inglewood, Port Charlotte, and many more out here on the west coast of Florida. What's up, Stuart? Is there a chance of really bad tornadoes? No. This is a very low-end setup here. I'd be surprised if we saw a tornado touch down with this. Again, we may have had a very brief one just a couple of minutes ago, but it's nothing definitive. We've had people go back and forth on it, and I'm not confident enough to say that we definitely had a tornado on the ground or anything like that. So, again, we do have ourselves a little bit of a velocity couplet left with this thunderstorm. So if you're in the Malala area, make sure to seek shelter immediately because we are currently watching that area for some rotation. What's up, Wind Dancer Media? How's it going? Again, this previously went through the Scotts Mills area. People are saying it may or may not have produced a brief tornado again. In my personal opinion, we did not have anything definitive enough to say, yeah, that was definitely a tornado, or no, that definitely wasn't a tornado. But I am leaning towards the side of no. Again, it's a little annoying because the radar scans, for some reason, like to be like 1 or 2 scans off here whenever I load them, but I don't think that we do have anything on the ground, and I don't think we ever did with this storm. But again, we will see whenever the damage team goes out there. What's important to keep in mind right now is that this is a rotating thunder shower that is going to be capable of producing a tornado over the next several minutes, whether it has or hasn't already. So if you know anybody out here in the Northwest, make sure to let them know what's going on because they're not too experienced with situations like this out here in Oregon and in Washington or even Idaho. So again, make sure to send them this stream if you do know anybody out there in that area. Same thing with portions of southern Florida. Again, right now we are watching a line of storms sweep onto shore here that could potentially bring the threat for significant damaging winds and maybe even some rotation with it. Again, that's obviously contamination up there northeast of Inglewood, so don't worry about that. But we could potentially be watching out for a waterspout sweeping onto shore or something like that. So again, if you are in this area, make sure that you are getting indoors immediately. What's up, Mr. Storm? I've heard some talk about severe weather next week. Yes, Connor. On Sunday, we are going to be watching for an isolated to scattered severe thunderstorm threat across sections of the Great Plains, looking something like that. Again, that's obviously not definitive or anything like that because this is very far out. So again, stay up to date with the latest forecast from this channel and from your local National Weather Service. Again, we could be talking about isolated tornadoes, damaging winds, and large hail. They're all going to be threats for right now because we don't really have the confidence to rule anything out. What's up, Luke? Bacon? Florida storm looks kind of spicy. I would agree. Yes. Again, mainly just for a wind threat, though. Again, this is south of the Northport area. We actually did have a very significant water spout go just south of the Keys earlier today. If we take this back 100 frames here, we can see this on the velocities from the southern Florida radar. Actually, let's go ahead and use the Key West radar. That would be a much better decision to see this. And we do have a bit of a water spout ongoing there right now. It looks like just north of the Florida Keys. So as we watch that further off to the east, that could potentially sweep onto shore. So we'll kind of watch that over the next little while here. Again, we had ourselves a big-time water spout out here earlier today, just south of the Florida Keys, actually. I don't think we quite went back far enough on the velocities, did we? I can't tell. Well, we did have a couple of water spouts move closer to the cube area, it looks like, but there was one very definitive one that looked like it was very significant just south of the Florida Keys earlier today. Again, I actually posted a photo of that on social media, but yeah, we talked about the South Dakota tornado, Levi. I don't know if you were here or not, but we did mention that, and again, we do have a documentary coming out on that as soon as this stream ends. Originally, it was going to come out at 8 p.m., but we have had to delay that because I don't want to, have that going while we have an ongoing stream, obviously. So, again, after this stream, make sure to stay tuned into the channel because we are going to have a documentary on the first ever February South Dakota tornado that ended up happening just a few hours ago. And again, we even got some footage from Alex Russell, who has given me permission to use his capture of that tornado, so thank you to him. It does look like we have several thousand power outages here across sections of Oregon, mainly the west coast of Oregon, as significant damaging winds have been associated with our atmospheric river here. If we take a look at the power outage map here on Radar Omega, we can see that we do have currently over 50,000 customers in the state of Oregon without power. We've got about 11,000 in Washington without power, and just over 200 in Idaho without power at the moment. Now, if we go down to Florida, those numbers are not nearly as significant. I guess they are, but those are not weather-related power outages because, again, most of our storms and water spouts managed to stay south of Florida, mainly in the Cuba area today, right? So, what's up, McKelvey kids? But yeah. Again, we are going to continue to watch this tornado-warned storm up here in Oregon for the next little while. How active severe weather will get in March. It looks like March could be somewhat significant due to the major change in the weather pattern that we're about to see. Again, I do think that some big-time severe weather outbreaks are going to be possible in the Ohio Valley as well as sections of Dixie Alley. So again, if you are out here in any of these areas, make sure to subscribe with notifications on because we are going to be covering any of those events if they do end up becoming significant enough. And we will have forecasts out for all those events every day here on the Davis Does Weather channel. Again, we had a surprise tornado in South Dakota today. So again, that's kind of proof that anything can happen at this time of year. Again, we're starting to get to the point of the year where severe weather is going to get slowly but surely more and more active for all areas of the United States. So again, make sure to subscribe with notifications on so you do get notified whenever we do go live on this channel. We still do have some thunderstorms, by the way, across sections of Iowa and Minnesota, kind of left over from our South Dakota event from today. Again, nothing nearly as significant as what we had earlier in South Dakota, but we are still watching for maybe some heavy rain, some lightning, and some gusty winds to move through portions of central and eastern Iowa and eventually even make their way back into areas like southern Wisconsin and northwestern portions of Illinois. So, again, that's going to be something that we look out for kind of later tonight. So if you hear a clap of thunder or something down there in that area, don't be too shocked. Again, obviously, Cape values are incredibly low, which is what kept that tornado in South Dakota so brief to begin with. So don't expect anything major, but do be prepared for some sort of significant, or not significant, but some sort of, thunder shower and potentially even thunderstorm threat as we go later into the nighttime hours. Yeah, nobody's live for this right now, and again, we just potentially had an Oregon tornado again. I personally don't think that it touched down, but there are some reliable sources saying, hey, maybe we did have something. Again, in my opinion, the debris signature is not definitive enough in terms of matching up with the velocity couplet to prove or say, there is or there wasn't a tornado on the ground. But I am leaning towards the side of things that, maybe there was not a tornado that touched down. If there was, it would have been in the Scotts Mills area, and it would have been about 30 minutes ago now. Again, of course, the one time of day where I can't go live is where all the action happens. It's so annoying. By the way, this mesoscale discussion for flash flooding looks like an Among Us character. I just thought I'd point that out. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I will be out here in Arkansas next week if things get going. Hey, let's hope so. Again, it looks like the Deep South could be our main hotspot here for the next couple of weeks across sections of Dixie Alley. Yes, we do have a special weather statement for Spokane. I'd mainly be concerned about a flooding threat with this, though, because this area has been battered by rain over the past couple of days with our atmospheric river, and we're continuing to see more of that heavy rain there, rates of potentially, even upwards of an inch per hour or so fall across sections of Washington. So again, if you are out here in this area, make sure that you are staying responsible and, not driving in flooded roadways. Again, we see far more deaths to significant flooding per year than we do tornadoes. So the tornado warning has been canceled there for sections of Oregon. However, we are going to keep this live stream going because of our Florida storm, and I also kind of want to continue to talk here on that tornado that we had earlier today in South Dakota. So let me just go ahead and rename the stream quickly. Give me just a moment. Okay. So, again, tornado warning no longer in effect here. However, we are still watching for gusty winds with that storm. So, again, everybody's in the clear at this point. There's no need to take shelter or anything like that. But we will watch to see if any one of these little thunder showers tries to do something sneaky again. Got a rainbow intercept today. Nice. Yeah, there actually was a pretty significant spotted rainbow just after our tornado in South Dakota today, which was a pretty amazing view. It's been summer since I saw a rainbow. It's been since fall for me. So again, damaging winds there of 50 to 60 miles an hour just now sweeping on a shore near Grove City, Florida. Rotonda West. Again, if you're in this area, make sure to move indoors immediately. What is going on here with the structure of this place? That is interesting looking. We do have a few more thunderstorms as well moving through the Florida Keys at the moment. We actually do have something significant potentially happening just south of Key West. Now, that is moving off to the east, so we won't have to worry about that in terms of it moving onto land or anything like that. However, if it does take a sharp north turn, we may have a significant water spout threat to look out for, because that is almost certainly about to or is currently producing a water spout there just south of Key West. Again, this is about 10-15 miles west of the city right now. So again, if you know anybody in this area, make sure to send them this stream because we could see something sneaky try to pop off here. How's Northport, Florida? My family's down there. Yeah, so they're getting hit by that line of storms right now. Again, gusty winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour at the moment. Again, mainly going to be watching areas south of Northport. However, heavy rain and lightning are still going to be big-time threats. And again, areas just south of there could be dealing with some significant damaging winds, maybe some downed trees and power lines I wouldn't rule out. Alright, give me just a second here. Let me go and get this stream out posted on the community tab so that everybody knows what's going on. Alrighty. Oh, I messed up. I accidentally posted the link to our video. Yeah, it still doesn't look like it touched down, though. Again, it looks like it was pretty stuck up there in the clouds. But we did have a funnel cloud for certain. That also is that the same storm? Hold on. I'm not sure if that's the same storm even. Okay, it was. It was just much earlier in its lifespan, actually. It's hard to say, Carrot, because, I mean, we did mention yesterday on the community tab that, hey, maybe a very brief spin-up tornado would be possible somewhere up here in the Pacific Northwest. But overall, if you asked me yesterday if we're going to have a tornado, I would have probably said no. If you asked me about South Dakota, I definitely would have said no. I will say I did notice that we could have had an isolated severe weather threat up here in the upper Midwest due to very, very limited amount of CAPE and some significant wind shear, but it really didn't look like anything too significant. But we got proved wrong. Landspout in Florida observed. Is that with our Inglewood storm? Yeah. Rotunda City. Oh, okay. Is it this? Is this the debris signature here? We got something going on. Alright, we may or may not have a tornado on the ground here, just southeast of Inglewood, Florida. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Give me just a second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and change the title of this. Click on the special weather statement. It says possible funnel cloud. It does not mention a land spout. Okay, well, nonetheless, we may have an ongoing tornado in Florida right now. So, again, if you're in this area, just to be on the safe side, seek shelter, I'd say. Again, we may have something significant ongoing here. Over Rotunda West, moving towards Port Charlotte. On radar scope, yeah, radar scope has some weird tags, though. However, there is certainly something there, it looks like, based off of correlation coefficient. It's hard to say, though, but it does look like we could have a potential tornado on the ground. So we'll see what happens. But we may have a potential tornado on the ground. So give me just a sec here, guys. Okay. Well, there's nothing at this point on correlation coefficient. So we'll see, but let's check out velocities, just updated. Yeah, broad rotation at best at this point. Again, for anybody worried up here in the Spokane area, it's really just a big rain bag. Mayday with the $20 donation. Thank you so much. Wow. W Mayday in the chat. That is incredible stuff. Thank you very much for your incredible generosity. That is incredible. Thank you. You did not have to do that. So everybody throw a W Mayday in the chat. Again, that is crazy. Again, they have supported this channel so much in recent months. So again, huge shout out to them. Crazy stuff. No, this is not a game. This is real. I just realized we still have the layout on tornado warning. Seriously though, thank you so much, Mayday. That is huge. So again, everybody throw a W Mayday in the chat if you've not already. That is incredible. Give me just a second. Gonna go ahead and throw a description on the stream here. Yes, this is real time. This is not a storm chasing game or anything like that. In all seriousness, though, huge shout out to Mayday for the $20 donation. Okay. Again, today has been weird, to say the least. Alright. Give me 1 sec. Let me go ahead and throw an X post out. Okay. Retro Mega has products that aren't lining up lately. Well, it's just the past scans feature that is bugging out today. What's up, Jack? How's it going? It's been a minute. So again, possible tornado slash land spout here in Florida. We do have possible funnel clouds. And it looked like we may have very briefly had something that could have been a debris signature. Again, it's not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. It definitely could have been contamination. But there's something that tells me it was a little more than that. So again, if you're in that area, please try to be as safe as possible. Make sure you're getting indoors at the very least. Because this looks somewhat significant. Okay. Again, this has been a weird day. Certainly. We are currently in the midst of a... Okay. Thank you, Mr. Storm. I don't know what that was. A lot of street flooding down there, according to your family. Hold up, I just realized the dono got saved on the tour warning. I did not throw it on severe. There we go. Again, huge shout out to Maedae for the $20 donation. Greatly appreciated. Again, donating is optional, but it helps me out a lot, and it lets me know that this is going to be a potential career option for me in the future, which is something that I've dreamed about for years. So I'm very glad that we are able to help people in situations like this and cover live severe weather. Because if I wasn't streaming, this is what I'd be doing anyways, looking at stuff like this. So the fact that we are streaming is just awesome that we're able to help people out. Again, it's crazy what the internet can do nowadays. Yikes, that's a nice looking supercell heading towards Key West. Yeah, we talked about that. It's not actually heading towards Key West. It's just south of Key West. Again, it is very impressive, though, and if you go a couple scans back, it certainly was a pretty concerning looking supercell. But Key West does not need to fear. I'd like to donate under PayPal, but I don't know how. I don't have a PayPal set up. That's fine. Again, you can donate through the stream. Obviously, donating is completely optional, though. So if you can't donate, still awesome. Where's Peachy? When I need her? I need a chat message. Hold up, chat. Stream is frozen for me. Yeah, I will say, though, the Florida Keys are likely experiencing some significant flooding as they have seen multiple inches of rain over even just the past couple of hours. Again, especially areas like Key West. If we go back to 100 frames here, just play that on loop for a second while I try to fix this. See all that rain coming in there. Forget what I was doing. Oh yeah, writing a chat message. Again, guys, make sure to stay tuned into the channel after the stream is over, because we are very shortly going to be premiering a quick little documentary that I worked together on the February South Dakota tornado that we had today, the first ever. Went a little dramatic with the thumbnail for fun. Okay, for some reason I cannot click on my own stream, which is annoying me very badly. Okay. Give me just a second here. Okay. Sorry about that. So, alright. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a significant line of damaging winds making its way through Grove City and Rotonda, West Florida at the moment. Again, potentially gusty winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour, and we may or may not have just had a brief tornado touchdown on the north side of Rotonda West. So again, if you are in this area, make sure that you are staying safe, moving indoors. Sorry, I didn't realize I was breathing in the mic that heavily. We did just get a special weather statement for northeastern Oregon here for some thunder showers producing gusty winds of 50 to 55 miles an hour. So if you are in this area, again, make sure you are moving indoors. Again, possible down trees and power lines are definitely going to be a thing in this situation. Again, this is moving up towards the Pendleton area. It's moving over Highway 74, approaching Pilot Rock. It certainly is misty. Again, not a lot to say that we haven't already said, though, at the moment. Nothing really new happening. I mean, again, mainly just watching this line in Florida at the moment. Special weather statement has been allowed to expire. Mainly just going to be a heavy rain band at this point, it looks like. And we may or may not have had a brief tornado, though. Again, super south of the Keys. Looks like mostly has dissipated at this point. Again, it was never really a threat to any surface area there. So that's good. Again, thank you everybody for joining the stream tonight. I was not expecting such an attendance. Again, it has been a hot minute since we've streamed just because nothing has been happening. Literally nothing. These are the first severe warnings and tornado warnings that we have had in over a week. So, again, somewhat exciting to see, but we do have to remember communities are devastated by stuff like this sometimes. Again, I love how the one time a day where I wasn't able to go live is when everything was kicking off. That's whenever we had all the severe warnings. Quarter-size hail was reported from our previous warning cell in Oregon. Yeah, it did have a pretty significant hail core on it for a brief period of time. Whenever it was crossing over the what's it called? I can't remember. Thank you, Davis's brain, for always being there for me. That's great. Holy crap, I cannot remember it for the life of me. Oh my goodness. Well, that's gonna bother me all night now. If somebody could put the town name in chat, just for my own sanity, that would help a lot. It wasn't Long Creek. It was something like that. Oregon Valley? I'm talking like a different... It was... let's see. I don't even see a town called Oregon Valley. Yes, Orcs. Yeah, the Whistler, Mississippi tornado was upgraded to an EF3, and I'm not surprised. I mean, again, we were watching that live, and it was devastating. Honestly, the most devastating tornado that this portion of Mississippi has seen since the Emory tornado. Again, Waynesboro, not too far from Emory. I guess it is. Okay. Again, like I said, Davis's Brain, thank you for all the help that you've been providing lately. And all the stupid stuff that you have made me say. It's amazing. But I do think that we can end off this stream here soon, since nothing's really kicking off at this point again. The second I go live. Every time. Again, make sure to check out our video on the South Dakota tornado that we had today. We talk about why it happened and if that sort of thing will ever happen again in the future. Scotts Mills, that's the town. Okay. Yes, quarter-sized hail report there, southwest of Molalla. Again, it did have a somewhat significant hail core for 1 to 2 scans. I mean, it really wasn't anything too impressive, but we had something there. Our South Dakota storm had a pretty decent hail core. It was, again, that was the shocker for the day, if nothing else. I mean, it was crazy to say the least. Again, it's not, I mean, it's never been that we've seen a South Dakota tornado in February. You can look through all of the tornado archive data all you want. You will not find a South Dakota February tornado. So, again, it's about this time as well last year that we had our first ever Wisconsin February tornado. Again, that was a much more significant situation, but because that was a big tornado that actually ended up, very heavily damaging homes and businesses, nearly destroying some of them. Got a high NDF2 rating, but based off of the damage that I've seen and the contextuals, I would say it's arguably low NDF3. But yeah, we do mention that in our video today. And for anybody wanting a forecast update, we talk a little bit about next week's potential severe weather pattern as well in that video for a brief period of time. I was kind of struggling to get that one out over 8 minutes, but we went ahead and threw a little forecasting segment in there, and it turned out all right. Again, huge thank you to Alex Russell for allowing me to use his footage for the tornado capture that he got today. I'm sure he's not watching, but I love how I just zoom in and out like 1,000 times. I probably have given so many people headaches just watching my streams. That's just a habit I have whenever I go on radar, and I always look back on streams and realize how stupid it looks. Actually, Sam, that was the second February Wisconsin tornado, because there was one earlier that day. But yeah, that's the one I was talking about. But there was a brief EF1 in Wisconsin earlier that day. There was also, fun fact, a brief EF1 down in central Illinois that day by the Peoria region. A little bit further northeast, though, near Henry. Everybody calls it the Henry, the Henry McNabb tornado. That's what the National Weather Service referred to it as. Or the Marshall-Putnam County tornado. But that was a crazy day, and I was very upset I couldn't stream that day either. I got home from a band concert, found out there was a PDS. Bro, I'm just letting you know, okay? You have to hit me with the nerd emoji. It's crazy. Alrighty. So again, make sure to subscribe if you've not already. But I think, pretty shortly we can end off here. Huh. Alright, I'm actually going to show you guys this real quick. What is this? On May 12th, 2025, to improve your earnings potential, we'll add auto ad slots on top of manual on existing videos. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a new YouTube update is coming soon. Yeah, I know, Sam. I'm just playing. Alrighty. Well, I think we can wrap things up here. So if you guys did enjoy this stream, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, we will be back probably several times over the next couple of days talking about this potential severe weather event for sections of the southern plains quite soon. So, again, yeah, we did not have any damage, Sam, and I go over that in our video today. It was one of the weakest tornadoes of all time, it seems like. Anyways, again, thank you all for tuning in. Again, we are going to be watching for a significant weather pattern change here over the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned in for that. Again, thank you to Maedae for the $20 donation. Indiana Hamilton joined at a bedtime. Yeah, I will see you all in